you were looking for career advice from a career coach, and he had led teams that have placed over 6,000 pros in 21 industries, worked at the largest Fortune 500 recruitment firm in the world, was responsible for over $50 million of placements of executives, and was one of the top recruiters recognized nationally while serving in the United States Army, you'd probably say he's qualified. This is the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. Career competition is fierce. If you're a director, a VP, or an executive, this podcast is for you. This is the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. And this is your host, Tim Madden.
All right. Getting started, Kristina. Already drinking your water. Everyone, we need to make sure that you're staying hydrated, so drink water. Hey, welcome to the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast with your hosts, Tim and Kristina Madden. Hey, if you don't know us, we help those targeting, those hard to get jobs in corporate America. The ones that you typically can't find online, and we try to help you position yourself so you can be in a position to go get the job and money you deserve in the marketplace quickly. So, hey, we go live each week inside the Executive Career Network in Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, comment below. Let us know that you're here. Hey, we got about 7,400 members, directors, VPs, and executives from all over the world, primarily in America, but we got our friends in Australia, Dubai, India, United Kingdom. I think there's like 20 countries that tune in. Hey, we really appreciate you guys. We're streaming live to LinkedIn now. So, hey, if you're on LinkedIn, let us know in the comments. We also stream to YouTube. And then after we're done, we put it everywhere on the internet. As always, do me a favor. If you're listening to this on iTunes after we upload it, hey, if you get any value on this, or maybe on LinkedIn, hey, tag a friend, share it with someone. We're going to be showing you today, right, how to do something that everyone needs to know how to do. But of course, as always, hey, if you know you need help in your career, maybe you can talk on this for a sec, Kristina, about scheduling a call if they're not where they need to be and they know they're not living up to their potential. Maybe they haven't thought about it. Maybe they've been struggling. Any advice here before we get started on today's topic, which is a great topic, by the way, guys?
Yeah. And these jobs, that Tim said are so hard to get, right? We have it in our mind that they're so hard to get, but they're actually much more within our reach than we think, especially when we really truly believe and the possibility of our potential, which is what, I'll talk about right now. Booking a call with us, what that's going to do is really help you uncover what the real problem is in your job search. Most of the time, it's not what you think.
It's not their age.
Like I said on our last podcast, I'll see some of the most, high performers, top performers. And what's the biggest problem? The question is, and I'll see resume, age. And I'm just like, wow, I just need to get a hold of these guys and get inside their head and really figure out how they landed at that. But we're going to get into that today. But if you book a call with us, we can help you really uncover what the real problem is, which is likely lack of interviews. We're going to talk about that today. Lack of connections. People don't know who you are. And we can uncover all of that, help you have a conversation that you've likely never had before, likely not with your spouse, your best friend, your coworkers, and get you to a place of really understanding what's going on in the job market. How can you achieve your next goal? How can you level up in your career? And it is our highest honor to help you get to that point. So book a call with us and we can help you do that. Can't wait to hear from you.
Yeah. And if you wanted to take advantage of that, I'll post it in the podcast if you're watching live right now. It's execupgrades.com/podcast. But the real reason you guys are here is episode 35. Hey, a job seeker's guide to more interviews. On this podcast, we are going to let you know the only ways that you can actually generate an interview, okay, if you're trying to get on interviews. And if you are, that's probably why you're listening to the podcast. It's called the Executive Career Upgrades Podcast. So, hey, number one, what can you do? Let's start with the most obvious. You can apply online, go to the company website, do a bunch of research, fill out a 45 to 60-minute application, cross your fingers, hope and pray that someone calls you for your dream job and everything works out. Okay.
Sounds a lot like Russian roulette, huh?
We like to call it here the Indeed wishing well, right? You go on Indeed, you do what you need to do, and then you wish and you hope and you pray. Most people don't know, applying to jobs online, you have less than a 2% chance of someone to call you back. I want to really hit this home for anyone who is trying to revise their resume 1,000 times for every single job. Is these jobs you guys are going after, director, VPs, and executives, we know, number one, there's not a lot of them. Hey, if you're trying to make 50K, there's millions of jobs around here. But if you're trying to be a director, VP, SVP, COO of these companies, they're likely going to look to someone to relocate. Okay, so that doesn't mean that me and Kristina, we live in near some metropolitan areas. We wouldn't even be competing with those people. We'd be competing with America. And if you're searching for really high level roles, you might be competing with Canada and Europe as well. So right when that job post goes live on all these job platforms, because it's listed on more places than one, you got 5,000 applications and one person managing it.
Hey, so you not only have all the applications, you have internal candidates, you have multiple recruitment firms working on the same job order.
Friends of the hiring manager.
Literally the whole world, the whole globe, and thousands of people. And again, just like we're saying with like Russian roulette, and then you pray.
Yeah. Now, I do want to give you some good options that you can take away from this right now if you are playing the click apply game. I want to give you 2 resources that our clients have used. And if you go down that route, just like I tell people, there's nothing wrong with applying for a job online, okay? But do it the smart way, okay? Don't fill out a 60-minute application because you could do so many things inside 60 minutes focusing on your job search. So I want to make it easy for you. So number 1, there is a site called Ladders Apply For Me. That's a good phrase, right? Apply for me. I love that. It's like $30 or $40 a month, 30 or 40. Here's what Ladders does. And by the way, Ladders website is jobs that are a minimum of 6 figures, normally multiple 6 figures. And here's what they do, okay? You put in your information one time. It is a one-click apply, okay? So even these coveted high-level jobs, you go in there and you one-click apply. And here's what the Ladders team does for you. They got guys they pay, not very much an hour probably, to go and hand type your stuff in, and they actually do it for you. So if you don't want to spend 60 minutes applying for every single job that there is, upload your resume, have to do it all, hey, pay Ladders a couple bucks a month, get their app so it doesn't take out a lot of your time. Additionally, LinkedIn also has this option. You can search for jobs on LinkedIn, okay? And when you're filtering them, there's a little button that says easy apply, okay? Use that, because here's why. You can one-click apply. They ask you like 2 questions. The decision maker has your app. So if you are playing the apply game, make it easier for yourself, okay? Find a couple opportunities that you only have to click a couple buttons to get their information to you, because I know spending all day researching and filling out the same information time and time again, that would get frustrated, right? Kristina, back in the day, I remember when I first got out of the military, guys, I applied for like 110 jobs and 3 or 4 people called me. It took me literally 30 to 60 minutes per app. Kristina, did you have the same experience early on? Apply for a job online? Or did you just walk in the place and say, yo, hire me? I'm the best.
I'm pretty good at sales. So no, it's funny. If you think about this, okay, so I'm 36 and I remember getting my first job, not that we really have to go back this far, but it just shows you how fast times change. But like you'd be walking down the street, see a now hiring sign, go in. I got my first job at Merrill Norman Cosmetics, right? Really cool job for being 15 and a half and needing a work permit. But listen, so you go from that era to the next era, which job boards were like a dream, when I was 20 years old. You did click and apply. And if you did hunt some people down and get your resume in front of them, you probably did get the call, go in for the interview, get the job offer. That's it. That's just not how it is anymore, right? So I say this because times have changed. And if I'm talking, if there's anyone listening to this that has been in a job for 20 years, let's say, and you just got let go, or you're looking for something more, and you're turning to these job boards thinking it's a great tool, I have horrible news for you. It's very hard to navigate. And again, it's a numbers game, which maybe you'll hit, maybe you won't eventually, but I'm guessing the people listening to this also are not the kind of people that don't want to be in the driver's seat of their search. yeah, so that's my take on it. Like, guys, we have to be using technology.
Number two, hey, the number two way to get jobs, networking with people that you already know. Now, we're not going to go into what do I tell these people. I am going to tell you quickly what you don't tell them. But if you click, I posted, if you look up the ECU podcast, Executive Career Upgrades podcast, we have many topics on how to, reignite your network. But here's what I want to say. If I'm approaching a career search right now, and I've been in the marketplace for 20 years, the first place I would look and try to reconnect with is people that I already know. Who was my last boss at my last company? Where is he now? Where's my team? Where's the people that I worked with? What about the job before that? What about the job before that? What about 15 years ago? Who was in my MBA class? Where did I work then? Because guess what? 15 years ago, people that you used to manage, people at your level, could be in a position to potentially hire you now. What about vendors? What about all of these people? So who is in your network right now? Hey, before I go apply online, try to get a hold of people I don't know, why would I not already talk to the people that are already in my network that probably want to help me, but just don't know I'm not in a career search, don't know my level, don't know this?
Let me talk on that for 1 second. So I like to call that low-hanging fruit when I'm talking to our clients. And there's, just throwing this out there, guys, there's a lot of fear and shame that comes with reaching out to prior coworkers, maybe people who have even surpassed you a bit in your career. But let me tell you something. If you can just reach out and say, hey, I see that you've gone on this amazing journey. I'm on a similar one. Like, how did you get there? Open that door, have that conversation. These are the best people that you can possibly network first when you're in your job search, period. That's where I always got my jobs, in my 20s. And it was always my past, managers and supervisors. It was, okay, where are they now? Okay, oh, actually, they're at this really cool company. Let me reach out to them. Yes, Kristina, we need you bad. And, there's so much to be found when you reopen these conversations. You're likely to definitely learn something at the very least. So start that outreach.
Absolutely. So check out our previous podcast because we have multiple segments, right? I posted them in the chat to help you on how to facilitate that conversation. But let me be clear. Here's what you don't want to do. I haven't talked to Kristina in 5 years. Hey, Kristina, do you know anyone who's hiring? Hey, Kristina, I need a job.
Do you see the difference between what I said and then what Tim just said, right? I have like a genuine interest, like, hey, what's going on? Where are you at? And how did you get there?
Hey, it's been a while. Hey, how have you been? Hey, Kristina, we haven't worked together. Do you remember, remember that last project we worked on at IBM where everything went wrong and this went wrong, but we solved it. Man, I was just having a conversation with my buddy a couple of days ago about that. Noticed that, hey, I haven't even talked to you in a long time and wanted to reconnect just to really see what you've been up to. And then listen to the previous podcast of how we handle that call. Hey, these people want to help you. Think about this, okay? If your boss if someone you managed from 7 years ago, your boss, your vendors, etc., if someone got a hold of you and said that, would you have a conversation with them? Let's take an assumption if you had a good business relationship, they were your ads company, your marketing company, a vendor, etc. You had a good relationship. Do you think they might want to help you at your next job? Probably, because then they want some more business, right? Okay.
So no matter how beat up you feel, no matter how tired you feel or scared or doubtful, still force yourself to see positive intent in people and the world around you, or you're going to miss a lot of opportunity. So this is not coming from a place of, we have so many clients that feel like, oh, this is too salesy or too pushy or too weird or awkward. And guess what? No, these people need you and you're wanted and you're worthy and all of those things. And I know what Tim is talking about, I can get into the more, spiritual mindset side of it, but we have to flip our mindset to be able to go after what we really want.
Yeah. We just had a guy we helped. There's some stories that I just repeat all the time. I'm going to repeat this one if you're new or maybe you haven't heard it. We just worked with the chief revenue officer a couple months ago, okay, who was unemployed for 8 months. That when we started to work with them, literally all we did is make a list. Well, we did a lot of things, right? But let me just talk about the networking piece. We made a list of everyone that I just shared with you, right? So we took those people, we put them on a list, CEOs, CROs, all these vendors. Guys, pay very close attention. in a matter of 60 days, he had 3 offers from his own network that paid him $100,000 or more per year. This is not a one-off story. These are things I see literally every single month. Before you go into a job search and you're trying to get hold of these people who don't know you, reignite your existing network. I assure you, if you've been in business for 20 years, there's probably something there. Number 3. Hey, we talk about it all the time. LinkedIn content strategy, which, by the way, if you want our 20-page ebook on how to get the attention of people in your market, leave me a review on Apple Podcasts. I will send it to you. Okay. In this guide, we show you how to get known in your market. Every time I was at a conference this weekend, right? And I know we're talking about business, but it relates to career and interviews as well. People are always asking us, hey, how do you get clients? How do you get clients, Tim? How do you get clients? I did a joke, right? I just yelled really loud. Hey, right? Hey, where are you? I can help. That's how you need to be as a job seeker. LinkedIn is a phenomenal place. If you are an IT professional, a sales professional, marketing, fintech, blockchain, artificial intelligence, there is millions of people on LinkedIn. By not creating content around changes in the market, what you know to be successful, etc. Get my book, right? How can people, right? How are people going to hire you when they don't even know you?
And we just did an episode on this, omnipresence, and this will come up probably every single podcast. And by the end of the year, you're going to be like, Kristina and Tim, if I have to hear you keep talking about this, I'm done with you guys. But it is the absolute most vital part of your life outside of spirituality, of course, is being known. Whether you're a consultant, entrepreneur, job seeker, whatever. I always tell everybody, like, shame on you if you are not in front of people with your gifts. And I brought this up on the last podcast. You know, Tim could speak to this, but like the stats on how long people are staying in jobs is 1 to 2 years, whether you're comfortable with that or not. And it's because more exciting opportunities come along, right? You're well known in your industry. You see, wow, now I'm falling behind what I'm worth in the marketplace. Look at who's doing what. Wow, that's cool. And I want to move on quickly, right? So it's not always just about this job. And I know that we're talking to a lot of job seekers that are just like, oh my gosh, you can only focus on the job right now. But this concept of being well known and in the face of people that you want to be in front of is going to take you through the rest of your career and life. Because it doesn't stop at just this next job. How are you going to grow? How are you going to contribute? What do you want to experience in your life, guys? We have to think bigger. That's the biggest takeaway from the business conference Tim was at. We've been talking about it since he got back. It's how do we think bigger? How do we have more impact? I know all of you want to do that in your space and in your industry. I think about some of my tech people. God, there's such big things going on. Things I can't even fathom.
I'm glad you said that, because we recently helped someone named Tracy in cybersecurity. In her testimonial video, she literally said, if you're in cyber, right, or tech, and you like are having problems getting a job, like there's a problem. Okay. So, you have to put yourself out there. If you don't put yourself out there, it's going to be a very long and painful process to you. How can people hire you if they don't even know you? Do you want to make the interview process easier for yourself? Do you want to show up to a call that's so cold that you just applied online, you don't know anybody, and then the recruiter or hiring manager calls you out of the blue? Who wants to take a call like that? Not me. Who wants to take a call of, hey, Tim, I'm a COO for this company. I've been following your LinkedIn content and technology, and I saw some of the things that you recommended, and I'd absolutely love to talk to you about how you may be able to help us. Who wants to take that call? Mm-hmm. What call you want? Okay. Sorry, Kristina.
No problem. Yeah, you guys will have to forgive us. We're married and passionate, so we're going to interrupt each other sometimes. But, I have flipped my mindset around this so much where, when you get, let's say you send out all your connections and you send out all your messages and you do all the things and you either don't get responses from certain people that, you were really excited about, or you get a no or whatever. You have to start like literally taking your mindset to such a positive place that you're probably going to start thinking you're nuts. Like our coaching clients probably think I'm nuts because I'm not only excited about those. I'm not only not upset about the no's, I'm excited about the no's because it just means you're that closer to the yes. And guess what? It doesn't mean you can't keep reaching out to that person. I always tell our clients as well, we can be in the need of a VP, or I could be in desperate need of a new nanny, for example. Well, I'm so busy, I could put up the job post. Let's say I did post it online, or I did write content, or I did connect with people, and I'm going to keep putting it on the back burner because I'm so busy. And I'm to a point now where if somebody keeps messaging me, I'm not annoyed. I'm like, thank you. Thank you for the follow-up. Even if it's somebody trying to sell me something, you know what? Thank you. Because it is their duty and it is their responsibility to provide a service that I really actually need. So thank you. And that's really the mindset of people that you're looking to connect with. That's really what's going on behind the scenes. So all these stories you have about what you think they're experiencing or thinking about you likely isn't even true. And if it is, you want nothing to do with them anyway. And it's going to be rare. So put yourself out there.
Networking with senior leaders, specifically on LinkedIn. Okay. If someone has a position open, or there are people at your level or above in corporate America that do what you do, you need to talk to them. You need to know how to get a hold of them. You need to know how to facilitate that conversation. Guys, do you know at Johnson & Johnson in their Tampa office, I think they have I could be wrong on this, but it's somewhere between 70 and 140 VPs of marketing at Johnson & Johnson in their Tampa location. So let's just say it's 100. Do you think someone's getting fired this month? Do you think someone's leaving their job for another job, an upward mobility move? Do you think one of these 10 things, I won't list them all, is going to happen? Why would we not want to try to build a relationship with some of those people? Okay. You have to network with people that you don't know. If you do not do that, go ahead.
Sorry. So you start with your past colleagues. You start with the companies that you're super passionate about, and then start stepping outside of that and connect and get to know these people. Who are they?
You have to connect with people that you don't know. Now, the good news is 2022 has made this considerably easier for you.
It's a dream.
You want to briefly talk about that, Kristina?
The technology piece of it, yeah. So there's tools out there. If you'd like to know a whole list of it that you can put to use, like right now, email us tim@execupgrades.com. Kristina, it is spelled with a K, Kristina, Kristina @execupgrades.com. I will give you a whole list of tools that you can put to use right now on your social media platforms. Very cool stuff. You can get the calls scheduled very easily. But what Tim's getting at is what are we, 2022? I almost said 2023. Yeah. I'm getting ahead of. I'm already planning.
We're going to blanket. It is going to be 2023.
I am already putting together a whole plan of who I'm going to network in 2023. Who knows about 2020? It's crazy. Like I'm already planning for that. But anyway, we're in 2022. And what that means, guys, is we have the technology to make this faster and easier. Right?
Isn't that what companies did with their applicant tracking systems? They didn't mail in any more resumes, right? They said, hey, we're tired of these mail-in resumes. How can we get more efficient? So what does every company do now? Leverage technology. So why wouldn't you leverage technology for things that you're trying to do? We do it in our whole life. Everyone's got one of these, right? What's it do? I can check my bank. I can check my email. I can call people. Yeah, I can play video games. I can check my calendar. I can, what else can I do? I can do like so many things with just this one thing.
Who wants to wake up tomorrow morning and open up their laptop and see that their calendar's been flooded with calls scheduled? Yep. Instead of sitting there trying to sit and click and do everything manually, particularly for the people who are already busy, right? Who you have a commute to work, you have a family, you have all this stuff. Like, come on, if you don't have time for all this and editing your resume and all that.
Even something as simple as like a calendar. Right? There's many tools out there that says, in business, what do we do all the time? Hey, does this time work? Does this time work? And when can we meet then? When can we meet then? Guys, if you don't have like the basics, like a calendar link, like, hey, Kristina, I look really forward to connecting with you. Hey, I want to send you this to make it easier to schedule of a time that works best for you. Why would you not do that? Because then it's, hey, does Tuesday at 12 work? No, that doesn't work. Okay. Well, let me get back to him at the end of the day. How about Wednesday? Oh my Geez, right? What's your
You guys
biggest
can keep stumbling around and doing that, but watch every single conversation unravel. I mean, that's what happens.
your biggest enemy in your job search is time.
No, it's them.
Well,
You're your own
you.
biggest enemy. You,
Yeah.
us,
Well, yeah.
you.
That too.
By
Exactly.
not putting all of this in place, or thinking it's not important, or thinking you can outrun this. That, I think that's the biggest mistake that I see. People thinking they can like outrun it, do it all on their own, and completely, get away with not putting up-to-date networking strategies into place, right? You can't get away with doing things the old-fashioned way anymore.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Not at the
Last thing
level
we
you want
got
to be
for
at.
you, right? So let's recap. We got job boards, but I told you the ones to leverage that are just a lot easier. We talked about networking with your previous network. We talked about LinkedIn content so people can actually know who you are in your market. We talked about networking with people, which ties into number 4, networking with people that you don't know and how the importance of that. And number 5, we have the Inc. 5000 list. They have made it easy for you. This is a list of the fastest growing companies in America. Some of them, I don't even know how this is true, are experiencing 40,000% growth. Like, I don't even know that's real, but I guess if you do the math, you got people who are going to hire, 5,000 people this year. So the Inc. 5000 list, you can look it up. You can sort by domain, industry. You can search by company revenues. And then it literally gives you what their revenue is, what they grew last year, and what they're potentially going to grow this year. If I know I'm in marketing and I want to work in tech, why would I not look up the fastest growing tech companies in my area or remote that are doing well? Let's be honest. If they are growing at 300% this year, do you think they need a VP of marketing? Do you think they need another person with their finances? Do you think they need more ops people, project man? They need everything, right?
And they need it fast.
Exactly. So if we identify those companies, why would we not want to try to pop over to LinkedIn and say, hey, who leads the marketing efforts of this company? Who leads this, and try to get a hold of them, maybe with a message like this. Hey, Kristina. Hey, I saw you guys are on the Inc. 5000 list. That's amazing. You're experiencing so much growth. Hey, I need you. I know you lead the technology initiatives here, and I'm actually in a career, making a career change right now. Would you happen to have 15 minutes to connect? Now, is everybody going to message you back? No. But however, are a lot? Yes. You know why? They have a lot of positions to fill, man. So if you're presenting yourself well and you have good communication, they're going to get a hold of you. Sorry, Kristina.
And you think those folks on the Inc. 5000 list are going to pay people what they're worth in the marketplace?
Probably. How can you grow without doing that?
They're they're ready now and desperate to invest in their business.
Yeah, I coined a new phrase, Kristina. I don't know if I told you this. This is mine. I'm going to trademark it. Hey, guys, success needs support. Okay? In companies, you cannot have success without good support from all people underneath it. You can't be successful in a job search by yourself. You can't, right? So are you positioning yourself right now in a position, right, where you can have success? And maybe we talk about career and life here, maybe just not in the career search, maybe your company, maybe in your fitness, maybe in your spiritual, maybe in whatever you're trying to have success in, right? You need people to help you. And if you don't do that, it's hard to grow, man. You can only push yourself too much before, you know what? You need someone to pull you up, okay? You need someone to be next to you that says, hey, change your tactic just a little bit like this. Without that, it's going to be a very painful journey for you. Don't do that to yourself.
And let me say, let's slow down and say that again. You cannot do this job search alone. You cannot. And likely if you're listening to this podcast, you found us because you don't want to do it alone. And you're likely not getting traction doing it alone. So whether it's career coaching, whether it's high-level networking, whether it's these, great technological tools we're talking about, or all of it combined, You need support. That's what Tim is saying. Success needs support. Even if it's scary, like with our business, like you guys would think I'm nuts with what we're about to do with our business, investment wise, because I know that that's what it takes. But you know what? It also took me a decade to learn that. And I'm only 36, so I was like 26, and it took Tim too nearly a decade to actually realize that. So not only do I want to save you time, because most of you don't have a decade to give in terms of how you want to contribute in your career, like don't waste any more time. Let that sink in, let that click for you. I'll say it every week on this podcast. Don't do it alone. Seriously.
Yeah. And hey, do you want to show up to your potential dream job without practicing from someone about, hey, what am I going to say at the beginning? What am I going to say at the middle? What am I going to say when they say this? How am I going to wrap it up so I'm not waiting for a phone call, right? There are tactics and strategies out there to aid you. And let's go ahead and wrap up for today. If you know you need help in your career, you've been thinking about it for a little bit, you've been trying it on your own, and you just realized, hey, to be successful, I probably need support, go on over to execupgrades.com/podcast. Until next week, have a great day, everyone.